Well, hey everyone, how's it going? Here I have this beautiful 2012 Volvo S60 T5. So today we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the vehicle. We'll go over some of the features on the inside and out, and just go over any of the unique aspects of the vehicle and add in a little short test drive. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Here's the key to the vehicle. It's Volvo's standard key. Lock, unlock, lock. And you can activate the lighting system by pushing this button here, as well as trunk release. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look inside. Now the exterior is silver with a black leather interior. The seats have 3-person memory as well as full power adjustment down below. So let's go ahead and start it up and let it run. All you have to do is insert the key into the slot, have your foot on the brake, and hit the button to start. Engine starts right up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the exterior. So let's go ahead and turn on the headlights, fog lights, as well as the hazards. Coming around to the front of the S60, you're greeted with a very aggressive stance. It looks very, very stately, yet very aggressive and sporty. As you can see, you have your halogen headlights with reflector lenses, as well as your turn signals up above, as well as an LED accented area right here, which looks very nice and adds a very premium touch to the vehicle. Of course, you have your standard Volvo grille. That's a classic Volvo styling cue, and you can see the LED accents next to the headlights. This one comes with two 1550 R17 tires, so 17-inch aluminum alloy rims. They look very sporty and very aggressive. As you can see, you have your LED turn indicators on the mirror here. Coming around to the back of the vehicle, you can see your rear fog light on this side. You can see it lit up here, but not over here. As well as your LED accented tail lamps, as well as your turn signals in the rear. Also, you have dual exhausts, which sounds very nice, I might add. So go ahead and open up the trunk. As you can see, you have Volvo in chrome letters running across the rear deck lid, another classic Volvo styling cue. I have my tripod in here, and as you can see, it holds it just fine. It's about 5 feet tall or so. The trunk is very, very deep, as well as you have a 60-40 split folding rear seat, as well as a ski pass-through if you ever carried longer items. Closing the rear deck lid sounds very solid. So let's go ahead and move on to the interior, shall we? The doors feel very solid and very substantial. Volvos are one of the safest cars on the market. Go ahead and shut off the hazards. Close the headlights and fog light. Get a little bit of air conditioning going. The air blows ice cold, by the way. Door materials. It is padded on top of the door, and you have a leather stitch portion coming down the side here. Leather stitched armrest, door handle, accented in chrome, power window and mirror controls, real aluminum door handle, and the rest of the materials down here follow the soft touch material from up here as well. So very, very nicely finished car. It feels very solid and substantial. Here you have your door speaker. Coming to the top of the dash, everything is soft touch up here as well. Here you have your split air vents for the passenger and the driver, very uniquely designed. Coming down the center stack, you have this charcoal gray metal trim, which looks very nice and adds a very nice sporty feel to the car. Here's your shifter for your 6-speed automatic with sport mode, as well as manual shift mode. Transmission behaves very well and does a very good job of putting the vehicle's power down, but we'll go over that in the test drive portion of the video. Here's all your multi-function controls for the screen. Automatic climate control, it is dual zone. Air blows ice cold, like I said. Here's the button to fold down the rear headrest. All you have to do is hold this down, and the rear headrest fold down. And here's your standard little Volvo man sitting in a seat to adjust the different zones for the climate control. Coming down the center stack, 12-volt power outlet, split level cup holders with a sliding lid. Center console, it is leather stitched and as well as padded. Very deep center console, so that's very, very nice. You have an auxiliary import as well as a USB input as well. All the modern technology inputs for your music. Coming to the passenger side of the dash, everything still remains soft to the touch, very nicely grained, feels very substantial. Glove box lid is hard to the touch, but the glove box itself is damped and rather massive. You would have no problem holding a small netbook computer or something like that in there. There's your optical disc drive right down below the driver's side air vent. Coming over to the steering wheel, it is leather wrapped with aggressive side bolstering grip extensions to help you hold onto the wheel in those tighter corners. There's your cruise control operations, as well as your radio volume controls, and an aluminum accenting coming down the bottom. The steering wheel is very thick, feels very, very nice in your hands. This one does have an electronic parking brake. All you have to do is push down on it to lock and have your foot on the brake and pull back up to unlock. As I said, there's your headlight controls as well as your panel dim controls, fuel cap and trunk release. So that's very nice. So let's go ahead and check out the back seat, shall we? So let's go ahead and check out what's under the hood, shall we? All you have to do is twist this little twist knob right there, a very easy way to open the hood. Opening the hood of the S60 is very easy to do. All you have to do is push the side a little tab right here, and the hood raises almost to a vertical 90-degree angle with the car. Here you have your 2.5-liter inline 5-cylinder that is turbocharged. I'll add the power specs into the annotations. It gets very good fuel economy. I saw where this vehicle had been averaging well over 20 miles to the gallon, so that's very nice. Hood sounds very solid when you close it up. So let's go ahead and check out the back seat, shall we? Getting into the back seat is very easy to do in the Volvo S60. There's plenty of foot room for your feet to slide up under the rear seat, or the front seats rather. Lots of knee room, plenty of knee room. I'm about 5'11", 5'11 and a half or so, and I have no problem fitting back here. Plenty of thigh support, very, very comfortable back seats. Mat pocket for the driver and passenger seat. This seat back here is all the way back, so that's why the legroom looks so tiny. But it's not. Another 12-volt power outlet to charge your phone or something like that. Door materials are exactly the same as the front, nothing changes. Even still have the stitching portion right here. Windows are still auto up down, as well as a door lock control, so that's very nice. As well as a little side storage pocket on the door. So let's go ahead and fold down the center armrest. You're greeted with dual cup holders, very substantial cup holders I might add, as well as a lid that is stitched in leather and very well padded. As you can see, it's very, very plush. So anyways, let's go ahead and take this 2012 Volvo S60 T5 for a test drive. So let's go ahead and take this 2012 Volvo S60 for a test drive. So in order to start the vehicle, all you need to do is stick the key in the slot, foot on the brake, hold the engine start button. Alrighty. Now the first thing I'm noticing is how much raw power the turbocharged 5-cylinder engine has. I know there's a 6-cylinder version available, but from what I can tell, this thing has more than enough power to move you out of your own way. The driving position in here is perfectly spot on. You feel like you're very much in control of the vehicle and you have total control, and the vehicle is not trying to like swallow you whole or anything like that. You feel very safe and secure, and Volvos are one of the safest cars on the road, so there's no denying that you're gonna be very well protected in this car. Now the vehicle is front-wheel drive. As I said, the power in this turbocharged 5-cylinder is plentiful. This is, like I said, my first time visibility is very smooth. It irons out the bumps very well. It doesn't really crash over bumps or anything like that. As you can hear, practically no wind noise coming in at all. There is a tiny bit of road noise, but that's due to the low profile tires, which is to be expected with any car that has low profile tires. The engine makes a very good sound. Sounds very deep and throaty, and you have just a hint of turbo whistle. So it sounds very, very cool. I won't be able to do radio demonstrations, sadly, because of YouTube copyright issues. But after hearing it on my own, I know I can personally say that the vehicle has a very, very nice radio. Sounds very, very good. The brakes in the car are wonderful. And then corners very, very well. Wow. I'm amazed with the power that this engine has. It just pulls from so down low in the rev band. You never really have to rev it. You just barely put your foot down and that's all you need. Visibility in here is very, very good. I can see out of all the windows very well. I really don't have much issue with the blind spot either. Volvo did a good job of eliminating all the blind spots between the mirror and between the thin side pillars. There's really no issue with visibility at all. Takes no time at all to get up to speed, and I looked down at the speedometer and I was going a bit faster than I thought. Wasn't speeding, just it was very effortless power delivery, very smooth. There's definitely no shortage of low end power, and as you can hear, I'm on a pretty rough road surface right now, and the engine, the only thing you really hear inside the cabin is road noise, and I'm sure if you had the radio turned up, that would drown that out as well, so you'd be pretty well set. The Swedish definitely know how to put together a car. Brake pedal feels very well modulated as well, brake. You can definitely tell what the brakes are doing. It doesn't have a mushy feel or anything like that. So anyways, that pretty much wraps up this tour and test drive of this 2012 Volvo S60 turbocharged 5-cylinder. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and thanks so much for watching. This video is courtesy of Fairway Auto Center in Tyler, Texas. If you're looking for any kind of model, make or model in the area, contact Fairway and they'll be more than happy to do the best they can to help you out. So anyways, like I said, thanks for watching and hope you guys enjoyed.